In this video, we're going to go through the steps to rig the Frensi from scratch. The first thing you need to do is to pull the sail over the pole we call the upper boom. So just start threading it over. There's a sleeve at the very front, along the front edge of the sail, and you just need to pull that down over the upper boom. It sometimes gets caught because there's a gap in that sleeve for the main halyard that pulls up the sail. And so as you pull down, sometimes you need to go back up and adjust that bit to make sure it slides on smoothly. Now let's watch this. So just finish adjusting that and make sure you pull the sail right down to the bottom. Okay, that's done. The second bit is to attach the halyard itself to the upper boom. To do this, make a loop in the halyard. There's a stopper ball right at the end of the halyard, and what you do is you push the loop of the halyard through the metal eye on the upper boom, take the stopper around the upper boom through the loop, and then catch the stopper in the halyard by pulling it tight. There's the eye, so push that loop through it. You can see the stopper hanging down there. Take the stopper around the back through the loop, trap it in the loop. And that needs a little bit of adjustment to make sure everything's tight. The reason to do this is it's a more secure way of attaching the halyard than just tying it around the eye. That's good. The front corner of the sail, called the tack, needs to be attached as well. Again, we have a no knots system of rigging the Frensi, so most of the time it consists of either shackles or loops, and in this case this is like the halyard. You push the loop through the eye at the bottom corner of the sail, and you take the stopper ball on the end round through the loop and trap it. So you don't need to tie a knot. Once you get used to this, it's very quick to do. So just push that stopper ball through the loop and pull it tight, and you're done. Now it's time to get the mast up. We haven't attached the back corner of the sail yet, but we'll do that in the next step. So just take the mast and put it in the hole in the boat like you would normally on a laser. Now we can pull the sail up. When you're doing this, try to pull down on the halyard directly. I've seen people try to take the halyard through the cleat and pull at 90 degrees towards them. There's a lot of friction if you do that. It makes it harder to pull the sail up. So it's better to pull directly down on the halyard and then put it in the cleat. So pull down, the sail goes up nice and easily. As you go, pull the tail through the cleat. Make sure everything's okay. Pull it right to the top. Put it in the cleat, and that's done. Then we can move on to the back corner. There's a loop of cord through the eye in the back corner of the sail. That slips over the end of the boom. You don't need to untie or tie anything to do this. And then there's a shackle on that lower boom that goes through that eye and keeps it at the back corner. So just grab the boom, take the loop, put it over the boom, and then attach the shackle. And then you're done. So that's almost ready to sail. When you're pulling up the sail, there's a cord with some beads on that goes around the mast that we call the gooseneck, and that usually starts off fairly loose, and that makes the sail and the booms easy to pull up and down. But when you're sailing, you need that to be fairly tight fit around the mast. So there's a cleat right behind the mast that you use to tighten that gooseneck. So before you go sailing, just pull back on that cleat and check that there's a nice tight gooseneck there, and also tidy away the main halyard and put it in the bag that's hanging from the gooseneck. You can also check that the front corner of the tack is at the right tension, and also make sure that the back corner, we call the clew, there's a cleat halfway along that lower boom that adjusts the foot of the sail. So just check that that's okay for the wind strength, and you should be ready to go sailing. And that's it, you're ready to go.